Confidence isn't born, it's built in silence. Written and published by Stoic Guardian. Chapter 1. The Seed of Confidence. A whisper in the quiet. Imagine a still morning just before the sun rises. The world is hushed, wrapped in a gentle silence. In this quiet, a single seed lies nestled in the soil, unseen yet full of potential. This seed is your confidence. Not loud or boastful, but quietly waiting, ready to grow. It doesn't demand attention, it simply exists, holding the promise of strength and self-belief. Confidence isn't something you're born with, it's something you cultivate. Like that seed, it needs care, patience, and the right environment to flourish. It begins in the silent moments, when you choose to believe in yourself, even when doubt whispers louder. It's in the decision to try again after failure, to speak up when your voice trembles, to stand tall when the world feels heavy. In the stillness, you can hear the faint whisper of your inner strength. It's subtle, often drowned out by the noise of self-criticism and fear. But when you pause, breathe, and listen, you'll find it's always been there. This whisper doesn't shout, it gently encourages, reminding you of your worth and potential. To nurture this seed of confidence, start with small acts of self-kindness. Acknowledge your efforts, celebrate your progress, and forgive your missteps. Each act is like sunlight and water, helping your confidence grow. Over time, these small moments build upon each other, creating a foundation of self-assurance that stands firm, even in the face of adversity. Remember, growth doesn't happen overnight. Just as a seed doesn't become a tree in a day, your confidence will develop gradually. Embrace the journey, trust the process, and know that every step forward, no matter how small, is a victory. I am nurturing the seed of my confidence. In the quiet, I find strength. With each breath, I grow. Chapter 2. The Weight of Doubt. Letting go of what holds you back. Imagine standing at the edge of a serene lake, the surface smooth and undisturbed. You hold a stone in your hand, its weight familiar, almost comforting. This stone represents your doubts, those lingering thoughts that question your worth, your abilities, your potential. As you gaze into the water, you realize that holding onto this stone prevents you from embracing the tranquility before you. To experience the stillness, the clarity, you must release the stone, let it go. Watch it sink, creating ripples that eventually fade, leaving the surface calm once more. Doubt often masquerades as protection, a shield against failure or disappointment. It whispers caution, urging you to stay within the confines of the known. But in doing so, it anchors you, preventing movement, growth, and discovery. Recognizing doubt's presence is the first step toward liberation. Understand that while it may have served a purpose in the past, its continued weight hinders your journey forward. Consider the metaphor of a backpack filled with stones, each representing a specific doubt. I'm not good enough. I don't deserve success. What if I fail? Carrying this backpack daily exhausts you, draining your energy and diminishing your spirit. But what if you chose to unpack it, to examine each stone, understand its origin, and decide whether it still serves you? This act of introspection allows you to lighten your load, making space for confidence and self-belief. One practical tool to address doubt is journaling. Set aside time each day to write down your doubts, exploring their roots and questioning their validity. Ask yourself, is this thought based on fact or fear? Over time, you'll begin to see patterns, recognizing recurring doubts and understanding their triggers. This awareness empowers you to challenge and reframe these thoughts, replacing them with affirmations of your capabilities and worth. Another effective practice is mindfulness meditation. By focusing on your breath and observing your thoughts without judgment, you create a space where doubts can arise and dissipate without taking hold. This practice teaches you that thoughts are transient, not definitive truths. With consistent meditation, you cultivate a sense of inner peace. reducing the power doubt holds over you. Engaging in activities that align with your passions and strengths also reinforces self-confidence. Whether it's painting, writing, teaching, or any endeavor that brings you joy, immersing yourself in these activities provides tangible evidence of your abilities. Celebrate small victories, acknowledging progress rather than perfection. Each accomplishment, no matter how minor it may seem, chips away at the foundation of doubt. Surrounding yourself with supportive individuals further bolsters your confidence. Seek out friends, mentors, or communities that uplift and encourage you. Sharing your fears and aspirations with others creates a sense of connection and accountability. Often, others can offer perspectives that challenge your doubts, reminding you of your strengths and potential. Remember, letting go of doubt is not a one-time event, but a continuous process. There will be days when old doubts resurface, attempting to reclaim their place. During these times, be gentle with yourself. Recognize the progress you've made and reaffirm your commitment to growth. Each time you confront and release a doubt, you strengthen your resilience and deepen your self-trust. As you continue this journey, visualize yourself shedding layers of doubt, revealing the confident, capable individual beneath. Embrace the freedom that comes with releasing what no longer serves you. Stand tall, unburdened, ready to step into the fullness of your potential. I release the weight of doubt. I trust in my abilities and embrace the journey ahead with confidence and clarity. Chapter 3. The Stillness of Becoming. How silence shapes strength. There is a quiet power in the moments when you pause, when you allow the world to fade into the background and simply listen to the gentle pulse of your own breath. This is the stillness of becoming. The soft space where confidence begins to grow, not from noise or distraction, but from the calm center of your being. In this chapter, you're invited to honor the role of silence in building your strength, to see that within every pause, there is a seed of possibility waiting to take root. Silence is not empty. It's the fertile soil where your intentions take shape. It's the place where your mind stops racing, where your heart stops bracing against the unknown, and where your spirit begins to remember its own steady rhythm. In the stillness, you can hear the quiet voice that says, "I am here, I am enough, I am allowed to grow." This voice doesn't shout, it doesn't rush, it simply exists. A gentle reminder that you don't need to force your way forward. You only need to listen. In the calm of your own breath, you find a strength that doesn't depend on validation or performance. A strength that grows from the inside out, grounded in the simple truth of who you are. The stillness of becoming invites you to trust that growth doesn't happen in the noise. It happens in the spaces between. In the soft pauses when you let yourself rest, when you let your thoughts settle like leaves on a quiet pond. In these moments, you begin to see that confidence is not an act of will. It's an act of trust. Trust in your own breath, trust in your own resilience, trust that even when you feel small or unsure, you are still growing, still becoming. Let yourself sink into this stillness. Let yourself be held by the quiet. Notice the way your body softens, the way your mind begins to slow, the way your heart begins to open to the possibility of more. This is the beginning of something new. A quiet kind of strength that doesn't need to shout to be felt. A gentle confidence that grows not from proving, but from being. From knowing that in the calm of your own spirit, you are already enough. As you sink deeper into this quiet space, let your breath guide you. Feel the gentle rise and fall in your chest, the soft whisper of life moving through you. With each breath, you give yourself permission to let go of the noise that keeps you small, to release the need to have all the answers or to be everything for everyone. In this silence, you don't need to be perfect. You only need to be present, and in that presence, you will find a strength that no noise can drown out. The stillness becomes a sanctuary, a place where you can rest your tired mind and let your heart catch up with your breath. Here you can touch the tender parts of yourself without fear, without judgment. You can whisper to those places, "I see you, I honor you, I trust you." And in that gentle seeing, something softens, something opens. You begin to remember that your worth isn't found in how much you do, but in how deeply you allow yourself to simply be. In this stillness, there is no rush, there is no finish line. There is only the slow unfolding of your own becoming, moment by moment, breath by breath. This is where confidence grows, not in the roar of achievement, but in the quiet steadiness of your own heart. Let yourself rest in that truth. Let it settle in your bones like a soft warmth, a gentle reminder that you are already enough. As you move through the world, remember to carry this stillness with you. Let it be the quiet space you return to when life feels overwhelming. Let it be the gentle pause before each new step, because in this stillness, you will always find your center. You will always find the quiet glow of your own becoming. In the stillness, I find my strength. I trust the quiet rhythm of my breath, and I know I am enough. Chapter 4. The Mirror of Worthiness. Seeing yourself as enough. There is a mirror within you, a quiet reflection that does not judge, does not measure, does not compare. It simply shows you the truth of who you are, beyond the noise of what you think you should be. In this chapter, you're invited to look into that mirror and see your own worthiness, your own light, to remember that you are enough, not because of what you've achieved or how you appear, but because of the quiet glow of your own spirit. The mirror of worthiness is not found in the eyes of others. It is not in the praise or the approval that so often feels fleeting. It lives in the gentle spaces of your own breath, in the soft way you hold your own heart when the world is loud and demanding. It lives in the small acts of kindness you offer yourself, in the gentle pause when you say, "I am allowed to be here. I am allowed to take up space. I am allowed to be enough, exactly as I am." This is not arrogance, it's a soft knowing, a quiet acceptance of your own humanity. Seeing yourself as enough doesn't mean you stop growing or dreaming. It means you stop measuring your worth by how far you have to go and start honoring how far you have come. It means you let go of the old stories that tell you you're only valuable when you're perfect, when you're praised, when you're everything to everyone. You are not here to perform. You are here to be real, to be whole, to let the quiet truth of your own being be enough. This chapter invites you to practice this seeing, to look at yourself not with the eyes of criticism, but with the eyes of compassion, to stand in front of the mirror of your spirit and say, "I see my imperfections, and I love myself anyway. I see my doubts, and I trust myself anyway. I see my fears, and I choose to be kind to myself anyway." Because worthiness is not about being flawless. It's about being human. It's about allowing yourself to be all that you are, without shame or apology. In this gentle seeing, you begin to heal. You begin to soften the places that have been hardened by years of self-doubt. You begin to trust that you don't need to be more to be enough, that your breath, your presence, your quiet heart are already enough. Let this truth settle in you like a soft warmth. Let it be the quiet foundation of your confidence, the gentle ground beneath your feet as you keep moving forward. In this quiet reflection, you begin to see how much you've always carried, the weight of expectations, the burden of old stories, the echoes of voices that never truly saw your light. But here, in the stillness of this moment, you can lay it all down. You can look into the mirror and see not the masks you've worn, but the soft truth beneath them. The gentle truth that says, you were never meant to be perfect. You were only ever meant to be you. This seeing is a practice. It's something you return to again and again, every time the noise of the world tries to pull you back into the shadows of not enoughness. Each time you come back to the quiet of your own breath, you remind yourself, I am worthy of rest. I am worthy of love. I am worthy of belonging, simply because I am here. Let this practice be your anchor. Let it be the gentle pause in the rush of your life, the soft breath that says, I see myself. I honor myself. I am enough. As you continue to stand in this mirror, notice how your shoulders soften, how your breath deepens, how your heart begins to open to the quiet beauty of your own being. This is not something to force. It is something to allow. Let yourself rest in the truth that worthiness was never something you had to earn. It has always been yours, waiting in the gentle spaces of your own soul. And in that resting, in that quiet seeing, you begin to feel the soft glow of your own confidence, the kind that doesn't need to shout to be real. So today, let this be your gentle promise. I will see myself with compassion. I will honor my own worth, even when it feels fragile. I will trust that I am enough, exactly as I am, in this breath and in this moment. In that promise, you will find a quiet strength that no one can take from you. In that mirror, you will see the light of your own spirit, steady and unshakable. I see myself with kindness. I trust my worthiness. I am enough, and I let that truth be enough for today. Chapter 5. The gentle power of breath, finding your calm center. Your breath is your anchor. It's the quiet rhythm that lives within you, always there, always steady, even when the world feels like it's spinning out of control. In this chapter, you're invited to come home to your breath, to let it be the gentle reminder that no matter what is happening outside of you, you can always find calm within. The power of breath is not in its force, but in its softness, in the way it grounds you in the present, one inhale at a time, one exhale at a time. When you let yourself feel the gentle flow of your breath, you begin to remember that you don't have to hold everything all at once. You don't have to brace against the noise or carry the weight of the world on your shoulders. You only have to breathe. In that breath, you find a soft strength, a quiet assurance that you are here, and that is enough. Each inhale is a promise, I am alive. Each exhale is a release, I let go of what I cannot hold. And in that simple rhythm, you begin to feel your own center again. The gentle power of breath is a practice, a way of coming back to yourself when you feel lost or overwhelmed. It's a reminder that even when your thoughts are loud, even when your heart is heavy, you can always choose to return to this simple, quiet movement. Breathe in and feel your chest expand, making space for hope and possibility. Breathe out and let the tensions soften, the worries ease, the weight of old fears dissolve like mist in the morning light. As you rest in this practice, let your breath be your guide. Let it lead you back to the soft center of your being, where your confidence grows not from trying, but from trusting. Let it remind you that you don't need to prove yourself to be worthy of peace. You only need to allow yourself to receive it. And in that receiving, you will find the quiet power that has always lived within you, steady, strong, and endlessly gentle. Chapter 6. The Quiet Rebellion. Choosing presence over performance. There is a quiet rebellion that begins when you stop measuring your worth by how much you do or how well you perform. It's the soft decision to choose presence over performance, to trust that your being is enough, even when you're not trying to impress or achieve. In this chapter, you're invited to rest in that rebellion, to let it be the quiet revolution that changes everything, not with loud proclamations, but with the gentle conviction that you are enough, simply by being here. Choosing presence over performance is an act of courage. It asks you to let go of the need to prove yourself, to stop chasing validation in the eyes of others. It asks you to believe that your worth is not tied to your productivity, your achievements, or the stories you tell about your successes. It lives in the stillness of your own breath, in the quiet way you hold your own heart when no one else is watching. It lives in the way you let yourself slow down and just be, without apology or explanation. In this quiet rebellion, you begin to see that true confidence doesn't come from what you do, it comes from how you choose to be. It's in the way you allow yourself to take up space, softly and steadily, without shrinking or performing. It's in the way you trust your own presence, even when the world tells you to hustle, to prove, to keep going no matter the cost. The rebellion is in the pause, in the breath, in the soft exhale that says, I am allowed to rest. I am allowed to be enough, exactly as I am. As you breathe into this quiet rebellion, notice how your shoulders soften, how your thoughts slow, how your heart begins to open to a softer way of being. It's not about giving up your dreams or abandoning your passions. It's about letting them flow from a place of calm, not from the frantic need to be seen or validated. It's about trusting that the most beautiful parts of your life will not come from pushing yourself harder, but from allowing yourself to move with more gentleness, more presence, more honesty about what you truly need. Presence is the quiet space where you remember who you are beneath the masks. It's where you let yourself feel the weight of your own breath, the quiet rhythm of your own heart. In this space, you don't have to perform, you don't have to pretend, you only have to be here, fully and softly, trusting that your spirit knows how to hold itself steady, and in that trust you find the strength to stand in your own truth. Unapologetic, unwavering, and this chapter invites you to practice that presence in every small moment of your life, in the way you pause before you speak, letting your words rise from a place of honesty, not performance, in the way you move through your day with more intention, more awareness of the gentle strength within you, in the way you choose to show up for yourself, not with the expectation of perfection, but with the soft promise that you are allowed to be exactly as you are. And in that practice you will find the quiet power of your own spirit, a power that doesn't need to prove itself to be real. So today, let this be your gentle vow. I choose presence over performance. I trust that my quiet truth is enough. I honor the slow unfolding of my own spirit, and I let it be my guide. In that vow you will find the soft rebellion that sets you free. In that breath you will find the calm confidence you've been seeking all along. I trust my presence. I release the need to perform. I am enough in my stillness, and I am whole in my becoming. Chapter 7. The River of Self-Trust. Flowing. Imagine a gentle river winding through the quiet landscape of your heart. It doesn't rush or force its way forward. It doesn't crash through obstacles. Instead, it moves with a quiet certainty, flowing around stones and roots, trusting that every bend, every pause is part of the journey. This river is the quiet embodiment of self-trust. In this chapter, you're invited to let that river be your guide, to let its calm flow remind you that you don't need to force your way through life to find your way home. Self-trust is not loud or showy. It doesn't need to be proven or performed. It's the soft knowing that lives in your breath, the quiet strength that whispers, you are capable, you are enough. You can move forward at your own pace. When you trust yourself, you stop measuring your progress by how fast you're moving or how much you're achieving. You begin to see that real growth is like the river, steady, patient, and always finding its way. The river doesn't fear the stones in its path. It doesn't try to push them aside or force its way through. It flows around them, softening their sharp edges over time. In the same way, you can trust that you don't need to bulldoze your way past every obstacle in your life. You can choose to breathe, to soften, to let the quiet strength within you find its own path. Each breath is a small ripple of trust, each pause a gentle reminder that you are already moving forward, even when it doesn't feel like it. Let this chapter be your invitation to release the need to force, to let go of the tight grip you've held on how things should be. Trust that just like the river, you are allowed to move at your own pace. You are allowed to flow, to pause, to rest. You are allowed to trust the quiet unfolding of your own becoming. In that trust, you will find a kind of confidence that no amount of striving can create, a confidence that grows from the soft, steady ground of your own breath. As you breathe into this river of self-trust, let yourself feel the ease that comes when you stop pushing and start allowing. Notice how your shoulders relax, how your mind begins to quiet, how your heart begins to open to the gentle flow of your own spirit. In this flow, you are free. Free to move without forcing, free to grow without rushing, free to be exactly who you are, moment by moment, breath by breath. I trust the quiet flow of my own journey. I release the need to force. I move gently with the soft strength of my own breath. Chapter 8. The Hidden Flame, Nurturing the Spark Within. Deep within you there is a small flame. It's not loud or demanding. It doesn't flicker with the rush of outside expectations. It glows softly, a steady warmth that reminds you, I am here, I am alive, I am enough. This hidden flame is the quiet center of your spirit, the spark of confidence that doesn't need to shout to be real. In this chapter, you're invited to nurture that flame, to honor its gentle glow, even when the world feels cold and demanding. The hidden flame is not built on performance or perfection. It doesn't measure itself by comparison or competition. It lives in the quiet choices you make to care for your own heart. In the moments when you let yourself rest instead of pushing forward, in the soft breath that says, I am allowed to be gentle with myself. In the small acts of kindness you offer to yourself when no one else is watching. These are the moments that feed the flame, giving it the quiet fuel it needs to grow. Nurturing this spark within is not about being fearless. It's about being willing to hold your fears with compassion, to breathe into the trembling places and say, even here, I am enough. It's about letting your breath fan the quiet flame of your own becoming, one gentle inhale at a time. It's about trusting that even the smallest glow can light the way forward, even on the darkest night. Let yourself be the keeper of this flame. Protect it from the winds of doubt, from the voices that tell you you're not enough. Let it be the soft glow that guides you back to yourself, again and again, no matter how many times you've lost your way. And as you nurture this hidden flame, you'll begin to see how strong it truly is, how it doesn't burn out when things get hard, how it grows brighter when you trust it, how it warms every corner of your life with the quiet promise that you are already enough. So today, let this be your gentle vow. I nurture the hidden flame within me. I trust its soft warmth, and I let it guide me forward. In that vow you will find the quiet power of your own spirit, the steady, unwavering light that has always been yours. I honor the hidden flame within me. I let it glow softly, guiding me with quiet strength and gentle warmth. Chapter 9. The Art of Soft Grounding. Feeling safe in your own skin. To be grounded is to feel safe in your own skin, no matter what the world is asking of you. It's the quiet art of returning to the steady ground of your own breath, the soft center of your own being. In this chapter, you're invited to practice that soft grounding, to let it be the gentle foundation of your confidence, the quiet home you carry within you wherever you go. Soft grounding doesn't come from rigid rules or harsh demands. It comes from the gentle way you let yourself feel what is true in each moment, without judgment or expectation. It's in the way you breathe into the places that feel tender, the way you listen to the small voice that says, I am here, I am allowed to be here. It's in the quiet trust that you don't have to be perfect to belong, that you don't have to have it all together to be enough. As you ground yourself in this gentle presence, notice how the noise begins to fade. Notice how the weight of old fears begins to lift, how the rush of outside expectations softens into a quiet hush. In this soft grounding, you find a strength that doesn't depend on anyone else's approval, a strength that comes from knowing that no matter what happens around you, you have a home within you that is steady and sure. Let this chapter be your gentle practice to return to that home, breath by breath, moment by moment, to feel the ground beneath your feet, the quiet strength in your own spine, the soft rhythm of your own heart. In that practice, you will find a calm that no storm can shake. In that grounding, you will find the quiet confidence you've been searching for all along. I trust the ground within me. I honor the safety of my own breath. I am grounded. I am safe. I am enough. Chapter 10. The Whisper of Courage. Listening to your inner voice. There is a voice within you that doesn't shout or demand. It doesn't come from the outside world, and it doesn't rely on anyone else to be heard. This voice is soft and steady, like the hush of dawn breaking over a quiet landscape. It's the whisper of courage, the gentle reminder that even when you feel unsure or afraid, there is a part of you that knows how to move forward. In this chapter, you're invited to lean into that whisper, to let it guide you back to the quiet strength that has always lived within you. Listening to your inner voice begins with trust. Trust that even if it doesn't sound like the loud voices around you, voices that push you to keep moving, keep achieving, keep proving, this whisper holds a truth that is just for you. It's not about being louder, stronger, or more impressive. It's about being real, about breathing into the soft spaces of your own heart and letting your own knowing be enough. You might wonder if this voice is too small to matter. After all, the world rewards noise and speed and performance. But the whisper of courage doesn't need to be loud to be powerful. It lives in the way you pause when you're rushing, in the way you take a deep breath when doubt creeps in the way you say to yourself, I don't have to have it all figured out. I only have to take the next step. This is where your confidence is built, not in a single grand gesture, but in the small, quiet moments when you choose to trust yourself. The whisper of courage is always there, waiting for you to turn down the volume of the world and listen. It's there when you're standing at the edge of something new, feeling the tremor of fear in your chest. It's there when you're tired of the masks you've worn, longing to live more honestly. It's there when you're ready to stop performing and start being. And in those moments, it doesn't give you all the answers. It simply reminds you that you're allowed to be here. You're allowed to take up space. You're allowed to trust that you know what you need, even if you're still finding the words for it. As you listen to this whisper, notice how it softens the harshness of your own expectations, how it quiets the voice of judgment and comparison, how it opens a gentle space where you can breathe more deeply and feel more fully. This is the gift of courage. It's not about banishing fear or doubt, but about being willing to hold them with tenderness and still move forward. It's about letting your breath steady your heart, one inhale at a time, one exhale at a time. To nurture this whisper of courage, create quiet spaces in your life where it can be heard, moments when you turn off the noise and let yourself sit with your own breath. Let yourself feel the steady beat of your own heart, the soft grounding of your own body. In that stillness, listen for the small voice that says, I am enough even now. I am allowed to try. I am allowed to rest. And let that voice be your guide, even when the world feels overwhelming. Each time you choose to listen, you strengthen that voice. Each time you honor its softness, you build a kind of confidence that doesn't need to shout to be real. You build a quiet courage that says, I can trust myself. I can move forward even if I'm afraid. I can live this life from the inside out, guided by my own breath and my own truth. Remember, courage doesn't always feel like a roar. Sometimes it's just a whisper. Sometimes it's just the choice to keep going, to keep breathing, to keep believing in the soft power of your own spirit. And in that choice, over and over again, you become someone who trusts their own heart. Someone who knows that even in the smallest of steps, they are moving in the right direction. So today, let this be your gentle promise. I will listen to the whisper of my own courage. I will trust that it knows the way. I will let it guide me softly and steadily into the light of my own becoming. In that promise, you'll find a calm strength that doesn't need to be proven. In that breath, you'll find the quiet glow of your own confidence, soft, steady, and always enough. As you continue to practice this listening, notice how your world begins to shift, how the noise around you begins to matter less, and the quiet inside you begins to matter more, how the demands of performance soften into the gentle rhythm of presence. This is where your confidence grows, in the space where you stop trying to be someone else and start trusting who you already are. Let yourself rest in that space. Let yourself breathe in that space. And let that be enough. I listen to the quiet voice within me. I trust its gentle wisdom. I am enough, and I am guided by my own breath. Chapter 11. The Strength in Softness. Embracing vulnerability as power. There is a quiet truth that often goes unseen in a world that praises only the loud and the strong. It is the strength of softness, the power of vulnerability. In this chapter, you're invited to explore that truth, to see that what you've been taught to hide or silence within yourself might just be your greatest source of strength, because vulnerability is not a weakness, it's a doorway. A gentle opening through which your true confidence can be born. Vulnerability is the soft center of your being. It's the place where your fears and your hopes live side by side, the place where your heart is most alive, even when it feels tender or exposed. When you embrace your vulnerability, you stop trying to protect yourself from being seen. You stop trying to control how the world sees you. You let yourself be real, messy, uncertain, perfectly imperfect. And in that realness, you find a kind of strength that cannot be broken by anyone else's judgment. The strength in softness begins with the courage to be honest with yourself, to say, I am afraid, and that's okay. I am unsure, and that doesn't mean I am weak. I am feeling deeply, and that is my power. It's about allowing yourself to be human in every moment, without apology or shame. Let yourself feel the fullness of your own breath, the quiet truth of your own heart. Let yourself trust that you don't need to have it all together to be worthy. You only need to be willing to show up as you are. When you choose to embrace vulnerability, you invite others to do the same. Your softness becomes a quiet permission for those around you to drop their masks, to breathe more deeply, to live more honestly. You become a mirror, reflecting back the gentle truth that we are all allowed to be human, and that there is nothing braver than living from that truth. In that softness, you create a space of safety, not just for yourself, but for everyone whose life you touch. This chapter invites you to lean into that softness, to see it as the quiet foundation of your own confidence. Let it be the place you return to when you feel the weight of the world pressing down on you. Let it be the gentle breath that says, I am allowed to be seen. I am allowed to be held. I am allowed to be exactly who I am. Because the greatest strength is not in pretending you don't need help. It's in letting yourself be held when you do. It's in allowing your own tenderness to be a source of connection and courage. In your moments of softness, you will find the quiet glow of your own spirit, the light that doesn't need to be loud to be real. The steady warmth that says, I am enough, even here, even now. Let yourself rest in that warmth. Let yourself breathe into the spaces where you feel most vulnerable, and trust that those spaces are not flaws, They are doorways to your own becoming. I trust the strength in my softness. I honor my vulnerability as a source of courage and connection. I am enough, exactly as I am. Chapter 12. The Garden of Self-Belief, Planting Seeds of Confidence. Within you lies a quiet garden, soft and fertile, waiting for your touch. It's not a place you visit with loud footsteps or hurried demands. It's a place you tend to gently, with small acts of care and the kind of patience that grows something lasting. This garden is your self-belief, the quiet promise that says, I can. In this chapter, you're invited to return to this inner sanctuary, to plant the seeds of confidence with your own tender hands, and to trust that, in time, they will grow. The garden of self-belief begins with intention. It's a choice to pause in the middle of your day and breathe into the gentle possibility that you are enough. It's a choice to offer yourself a kind word instead of criticism, to forgive yourself instead of holding on to shame. Each choice, no matter how small, is a seed. Each moment you choose softness over striving is a seed. Each moment you choose softness over striving is a seed. These seeds don't need to be grand or perfect. They only need to be real, and when you plant them with care, you begin to feel the quiet bloom of your own worth. This garden grows in the spaces where you are patient with yourself, where you stop measuring your value by how fast you grow or how high you reach, where you trust that the seeds you plant today will take root in their own time. In this space, there is no rush, no need to force, only the gentle tending of your own heart, the soft promise to yourself, I will keep planting, I will keep trusting, I will keep breathing into the possibility of my own becoming. As you move through this chapter, let yourself feel the simple pleasure of tending to something that is yours alone. Feel the soil of your own spirit, rich and ready. Feel the warmth of your own breath, a gentle sun that coaxes each seed to life. Notice the small sprouts of confidence, the quiet moments when you feel your own strength returning like green shoots after a long winter. Honor these moments. Celebrate them. Let them be enough. This garden of self-belief is not about perfection. It's not about proving yourself to anyone else. It's about trusting that you are worthy of your own care, that you deserve to feel proud of how far you've come, even if you're still learning, that you deserve to feel hope for what is still growing, even if it's hidden beneath the surface for now. In this garden, you are both the gardener and the seed, the breath and the bloom, the soft strength that grows quietly, day by day, in the gentle soil of your own becoming. Let this be your quiet promise. I will plant seeds of confidence in the garden of my own heart. I will trust the slow unfolding of my own worth. I will breathe life into the quiet possibility that I am enough, exactly as I am. In that promise you will find the steady growth of your own spirit. In that garden you will find the quiet blooming truth that confidence isn't something you have to chase. It's something you grow, breath by breath, choice by choice. I tend to my garden of self-belief with care. I trust the seeds I plant, knowing they will bloom in their own time. I am patient, I am present. I am enough. Chapter 13. The Dance of Becoming. Growing without fear. There is a rhythm to your growth, a quiet dance that unfolds at its own pace. It's not forced or hurried. It's not measured by anyone else's music. It's a dance that begins in the stillness of your own breath and extends softly into the world. In this chapter, you're invited to join that dance, to let yourself grow without fear, to move at the gentle pace of your own becoming, and to trust that every step, every pause, is part of your journey home. The dance of becoming isn't always graceful. Sometimes you'll stumble. Sometimes you'll feel unsure of where your feet should go next, but in those moments, remember that you're not here to perform for anyone else. You're here to feel the quiet pulse of your own spirit, to move in a way that feels true to you. When you let go of the need to be perfect, you make space for something softer, something more real. You make space for growth that doesn't have to shout to be enough. Growing without fear doesn't mean you'll never feel afraid. It means you learn to move with your fear instead of letting it stop you. You learn to hold it gently like a partner in your dance, knowing that its presence is only part of the music. In each breath you remind yourself, I am allowed to take up space. I am allowed to be seen. I am allowed to grow at my own pace. And with each small step, you let that truth settle deeper into your bones. This chapter invites you to let go of the stories that say you're not ready or not enough. To trust that your spirit knows how to find its own rhythm, even when the path ahead feels uncertain. Let yourself move slowly, softly, with the kind of courage that doesn't need to be loud to be real. Let yourself be present in each step, feeling the quiet ground beneath your feet and the gentle warmth of your own breath. In that presence, you'll find the strength to keep going, even when the way isn't clear. The dance of becoming is not about arriving, it's about allowing. Allowing yourself to be in motion, to be in process, to be in the soft unfolding of who you are. It's about letting each breath be a quiet affirmation. I am growing, I am becoming, I am enough. In that gentle allowing, you'll find a freedom that no outside expectation can take from you, a freedom that grows in the quiet spaces of your own heart. So today, let this be your gentle promise. I will dance with my own becoming. I will trust the quiet rhythm of my growth. I will let myself move forward, one small step at a time, without fear. In that promise, you will find the soft, steady confidence that has always been yours. In that dance, you will find the quiet truth that you don't have to be fearless to grow. You only have to be willing. I trust the dance of my becoming. I grow at my own pace without fear. I am enough, and I am always becoming more. Chapter 14. The light of your presence, shining without trying. There is a light within you that doesn't need to be forced or manufactured. It doesn't come from how much you achieve or how well you perform. It's a quiet light, the soft glow of your own presence, shining gently in the quiet spaces of your life. In this chapter, you're invited to let that light shine without shine. To trust that simply by being here, by breathing and existing, you are already enough. Shining without trying means releasing the weight of expectation. It means letting go of the idea that you have to prove yourself to be worthy of love or belonging. It's the soft decision to believe that your spirit is bright simply because it is, that your breath is enough to light the way forward. When you trust this quiet light, you stop seeking validation from the world outside and begin to find a deeper validation within, a soft knowing that says, I am here, I am enough, my presence matters. This chapter invites you to feel that light in your own body, to notice how it warms your chest when you breathe in deeply, to feel how it softens the edges of your fear when you let yourself be still. This light is not loud or demanding. It doesn't have to be the biggest or the brightest. It only has to be real. Let yourself feel the gentle glow that comes from being present, from being honest, from being exactly who you are, without apology. As you move through your day, carry this light with you. Let it be the quiet anchor that holds you steady when the world feels too loud. Let it be the gentle guide that reminds you that you don't have to perform to belong. You don't have to strive to be enough. You only have to be. In that being, you will find a kind of freedom that no achievement can give you. A freedom that grows in the soft spaces of your own breath, in the quiet courage of your own heart. This is the light of your presence, the calm, steady glow that doesn't need to be proven. It's the gentle truth that lives beneath the noise of doubt and fear. And in this chapter, you are invited to trust it, to let it be enough, to let it shine softly and surely in the quiet of your own spirit. I trust the light of my presence. I let it shine softly, without trying. I am enough, simply because I am. Chapter 15. The Final Flight. Living fully from the quiet core of you. There comes a moment in your journey when you feel the soft stirring of something new, a gentle but insistent call that says it's time to live fully from the quiet core of who you are. This is your final flight, your soft ascent beyond the walls you've known, carried not by force, but by the quiet power of your own breath. In this chapter, you're invited to trust that flight, to trust that even in the smallest of movements, you are already right. Living fully from your quiet core doesn't mean you have to be fearless. It doesn't mean you have to have it all figured out. It means you choose to live from the center of your own breath, from the soft, steady truth that you are enough, exactly as you are. It means you let your presence be the quiet anchor that guides you, no matter how loud the world may seem. In this final flight, you are not trying to be perfect. You are not trying to be anyone else. You are simply letting your own light lead the way. The quiet core of you is not a place you reach by striving. It's a place you return to, breath by breath, choice by choice. It's the calm center of your own being, the part of you that knows how to hold both the softness of your heart and the steady strength of your spirit. In this place, you don't have to perform or prove. You only have to breathe, to feel, to trust. And in that trust, you begin to see that your life is not something you have to earn. It's something you are already living, moment by moment, breath by breath. As you take this final flight, let yourself move with a gentle confidence of your own spirit. Let yourself rise, not because you are chasing anything, but because you are ready to be fully here. Let yourself trust that the quiet power within you is enough to carry you forward. And as you move, notice how the noise of the world begins to fade. In that rhythm, you will find a freedom that no outside force can give you, a freedom that has always been yours, waiting for you to claim it. This final chapter is an invitation to live with both tenderness and strength, to let yourself feel deeply, to let yourself be seen, to let yourself trust that the quiet light of your own being is enough. Because in the end, confidence is not something you find outside of yourself. It's something you build in the quiet spaces of your own breath. It's something you grow in the soft soil of your own heart. And it's something you carry with you, always, the gentle power of your own becoming, the quiet promise of your own spirit. Let this be your final promise. I will live fully from the quiet core of who I am. I will trust my own breath, my own presence, my own light. I am enough, and I am free to rise. In that promise, you will find the calm, steady strength that has always been yours. In that flight, you will find the soft joy of being fully alive. I live fully from the quiet core of me. I trust my breath, my presence, my becoming. I am free to rise, and I am enough.